Good morning, Artie. How are you today?
I'm doing well, Selena. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Well, I got a few questions to ask you about, goodness me, cybersecurity today. We were talking about how things can get hacked so easily, like Twitter, it's crazy. So, and that's sort of exactly what you do. So could you tell us a bit about you and your company?
Absolutely. My name is Artie, and I'm the owner and president of the TeamLogic IT here in Northridge, Woodland Hills area. My company, TeamLogic IT, we call ourselves a nationwide presence with local footprint. There's about 200 locations all over US, and each of these locations is independently owned and operated. And as a network, we have about 800 technicians and engineers available for our clients. We work with the capacity as outsourced IT for small to mid-sized businesses. Businesses that know they need IT but don't have the wherewithal to support, or they don't need full-time IT, internal IT. That's where we come in, and we take care of their network, their server, any issues that come up with end user. Just like you said, cybersecurity is a big part right now, especially right now with the pandemic and everything. Security is a one thing that we need to be absolutely cautious at. And that's what we do.
So why did you get into this business, Artie? And what makes you do what you do?
That's a great question, Selena. So I want to give you a little bit about my background. I am an engineer by profession, and I've been in technology for about 23, 24 years, not to give away my age, but, but I have been doing this for a long time. I started in technology as a software programmer. I did software development for 20 something years, and I was looking for a change. And knowing I'm a technologist at heart and IT is what we do, I moved from the software side to the network side of it. Got into the business for the TeamLogic IT because I love challenges. I love puzzles. I get an adrenaline rush when I solve problems. I love it when I get calls from my clients saying, hey, I have this problem, can you help me solve it? Yep, I'm on it. And that's why that's the biggest reason I am in this field. It is rewarding, stressful, challenging, all at the same time. The one more thing that I want to say is that IT is a service industry. And when I am talking to a client, I always say, our main focus is customer service. Service first approach is what we take when we work with our clients. We want to make sure that we are taking care of them, and technology is a part that we service.
So Artie, how has the pandemic changed the way you support your clients, and what adjustments have you had to make?
The biggest thing that we had to do was within 1 week, we had to pick up all of our clients, their network, their infrastructure from office to different locations, because as soon as the stay safer at home orders hit, our clients wanted to move their employees so that they can securely and safely work from home. So within 2 weeks, we had to go through multiple employees, multiple people working from a safe, secure network, making them work from home, where their home network is what it is. It's a home network. It may be secure, maybe not. We had to make sure that each of their network was secure enough. If they were not, we had to put security measures in place. And it was a big change. All of the while, we had to do the same for us. We had to get our employees to work from home safely and securely. Luckily for me, back in end of February, I had started the process. I had started talking to my clients to see, because we saw it coming. That's the one thing that I like about being part of the TeamLogic IT community. I'm not a solo IT owner working with my team. We are a group of people, and we talk on a frequent basis. So there's multiple people talking about the same thing. The way the pandemic has changed the IT support is, rather than now managing one network for each of our clients, we're managing multiple networks. We have to make sure that their home network is safe and secure. For the clients that were not able to that did not have laptops or computers, spare computers that the employees could take home and work. We had to go through the procurement process. Very soon we realized that the supply chain issues were everywhere. It was not just the toilet paper that ran out. We ran out of laptops. We ran out of web cameras. There was shortage of all of that. That's where my clients came to me and we helped them with that part, getting laptops. There was a time where, okay, we go to Best Buy and get the laptop because that's the only one that's available. Then we make it secure and we make it work for them. So secure remote workforce was the one thing that we were very big on, and we had to do it. Supply chain was the other thing that came in picture, because you never thought that you would run out of laptops. All of a sudden, everyone was rushing to buy laptops. Everyone was rushing to buy webcams. I never thought that I would need to buy the webcams. But then once we saw that this was happening, I was constantly in touch with my clients to see what their needs were ahead of time so that we had some buffer for the procurement part. The other thing was that IT, being the essential worker that we are, because we have to make sure that the businesses keep on running, we were a lot more busier. The first 3 weeks, we were busier getting everyone situated working from home. When it slowed down, businesses started looking into how can we bring them back to work. Now we are working with our clients, getting them work back, bring them back to the office, employees, with the social distancing aspect. So we want to make sure that if the desks need to be moved, if the computers need to be moved in a way where they can share it, that part. So we have been extremely busy, and the IT support has changed. We're a lot more cybersecurity, so security focused, because it's no longer work from the office. It's work from anywhere. You can work from anywhere. You take your laptop and you can work from anywhere. But the hackers are not stopping. We all heard what happened yesterday. The high profile Twitter accounts were hacked. That's what's going on. These 4 people that I heard yesterday, Barack Obama, Biden, Elon Musk, and Gates, these are the 4 that were in the news. There's so many more that were not in the news. So it's our job to make sure that we're taking care of them, and we're making sure that they're working safely and securely.
Wow, it sounds like a very big job. It must have been, especially initially. I don't even understand how you can like predict that demand that's going to happen, especially for cameras and things like that. But were you able to make those in-home visits to help people, or were you able to do things pretty remotely to help them set up?
We were able to take care of most of the requests remotely. And again, being in IT, we were kind of ahead of the curve. We were a little bit more prepared. So my clients, with them, we are an MSP. We take care of our clients remotely. Almost all of our clients have that infrastructure set up. We have some software tools that we use to take care of remotely. And in the end, good old FaceTime came in play. If nothing, can you do FaceTime and we can talk, and or Zoom video call, something where if they show us what's the issue, we can help them with that.
That's good. And yeah, it works. Now everyone's so familiar with it. I mean, look at us talking here via Zoom. It's all happening.
The Zoom meetings have gone off the charts.
Yeah, they sure have. So what are a few security tips that you could provide to all end users? Some good general ones for us to all have, especially in the wake of those crazy hacks that we just saw.
Absolutely. So the biggest thing that I feel helps everyone is passwords are still something that we need to be aware of. Anytime I go, I say use strong passwords and don't write them down. And the only way you can do it is have a password manager. Use something like LastPass, KeePass. There are many password managers. People are many times cautious. Oh, I don't want to put my password in there. Having a password manager serves 2 purposes. One thing, you don't have to memorize the password. Because you don't have to memorize the password, you can have stronger passwords. And because you don't have to memorize the password, you're not reusing the password. Most of the time when people are not using password manager, they're either reusing the password because it's hard to memorize. They may come up with one strong password and they'll just reuse it. That defeats the purpose. So having a strong password, use a password manager. If you have any questions, we're here to help. The other thing right now is phishing. Emails, most of the people are working, and email is the most common thing that they're using. 90% of hacks that happen are phishing. So just be mindful of what email you're getting, where you're clicking on it, what attachments you're getting. I always tell my clients, if you don't know, before you click on a link, hover over, see what it is. And if you don't know what it is, call the person and ask them, hey, did you send me this email? Should I be clicking on this? Do not email them back, because if the end user's email is already compromised and you email them back and ask, did you send me this? The response will be yes. So pick up the phone and call them. And then again, just be mindful of the third biggest thing, and I know I can go on and on about the security tips, but I'll stop at the third one. Because everyone is online right now, be mindful of what you're posting on your social media. That's the other thing. Social media, where they say on Facebook, you've probably seen those, hey, which friend's character are you? Yes. Those quizzes. Those
fun quizzes, yeah.
Yeah. Don't
do them. Why not?
Don't do them.
Why can't we do those quizzes?
You don't do them because they're not trying to find out what friend's character are you. They're trying to get more personal information about you that they can use for further phishing or spear phishing or hacks. Simple things like, what's your, the one thing that I see is, oh, let's come up with a name for you. What's your month? If you're born in this month and this is your date, this is your name. Simple thing. If you tell them your birth, essentially what you're telling them is that you were born on 15th May because of the name that you picked. So all of these are social engineering tactics for hackers and bad actors to get more personal information about you.
I never thought of those, and I've definitely participated in a few of those fun, make your name, what's your birth month, birthday. Oh my goodness.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. Great. Well, anything else on top of that you would like to add, as especially to people who are still not sure, like maybe what they need to have secure or not, or how to contact you as well?
Absolutely. So let me tell you an interesting story. And again, it all comes down to your employees, and humans are still the weakest link when it comes to security. I'll give you an interesting story that I came upon, and it was, so we were working with a retail shop, and the situation was, what we got from them was, hey, all of a sudden our point of sale system, our checkout crashes. It just stops working for no reason. And they reached out to their internet provider, and they reached out to everyone, and they were not able to figure out what it was. At one point I was there and I was talking to them, and I was like, okay, let's go through the process. What happens? Randomly, they would lose their the ability to check out. Long story short, what we found out is that there was an employee who was in the break room, and we thought he thought that he was unplugging the toaster. He was actually unplugging the router. And so then we went in and we moved the router from one place to other so that it's away from anywhere else, and that was the issue. But the idea, the reason why I told the story is that humans and employees are still the weakest link. This was a physical thing that they were doing, but there's so much more that, like I said, social media, posting on social media, having the phishing attacks, emails, they get the email and they accidentally click on a link thinking that the emails, thinking that they're clicking on a Dropbox link. It's not a Dropbox link. They put in their information, and that's where they get hacked, or company information gets stolen. We see cases all the time. So what I would tell everyone is that as an employer, you have to make sure that you do what you need to do to get your employee to succeed. And one of the ways to do it is to make sure you have some end user security training in place for them. They need to be aware of what to click, when to click, and That's a simple enough thing. It could be simple set of videos. It could be an online training. There's many options. We help with that part. Reach out to us. But that's the biggest thing that you can do for make your business and your employees succeed.
Thank you so much, Artie, for that information. That was super helpful. A lot of things I didn't even realize that they were collecting data in certain ways. And be sure to stay away from your router. Don't put your toaster and your router in the same in the same port. That's probably a bad idea.
Believe me, learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, thanks so much for talking to me today, Artie. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Selena. Say likewise. Love talking to you.